Hello beautiful glam girls, glam fam, glam everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Gabriella Lascano, or like the channel says, Gabriella Glamour. So thank you for joining me. This is another story time makeup video. I do have some makeup on right now because if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw that I did like a little quarantine get ready with me, and I do wake up and do a quick little 5-second face, 5-minute face, where it's just like concealer, bronzer, highlighter a little bit, just to look more alive and feel more like myself every day. So if you want to see that, check out my Instagram. I'll leave the link for that IGTV video specifically down below if you want to see what I do and just kind of hang out with me a little bit. But I can kind of do my makeup over it, so we're just gonna start, you know, from scratch on top of what I already have. So today's video is going to be another story time. Apparently this is a series now, so every Sunday come back for another makeup and story time video. I've decided that I want to do not only my story times, but also if you guys have any story times you want me to share. If you personally have a story that you want to share with me and you want to give me permission to share the story in a video anonymously, of course I will not say anything about you personally or anything. You can just say the story without your name, without any personal information. You can DM it to me on Instagram at Gabriella Lascano, or you can even email it to me if you want to send it like from a note in your phone. If you want to email it to me, my email is gabriellalascano@yahoo.com. So it's literally just my name. Anything you put, anything you search for me, it's just my name, Gabriella Lascano. I'm the only one, so it's very easy to find me, which is good and bad. So yeah, if you guys have a story you want me to share, a story that you want me to read, a story that you've heard about, a crime story, a mystery, anything that you want me to share as I am doing my makeup, because obviously I'm gonna run out of my own personal stories soon. So yeah, if you want me to share your story or anything, leave it down below. We could even do mini stories where you guys tell me like things you want advice on. It doesn't have to be a life story time, it just has to be a story. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So this story time again is about my crazy cousin from last week's story time. Also, does this not look so appetizing? I just got this really dope water bottle from Amazon, and it has like the times on it, and it comes in this beautiful frosted bottle. So I have some orange slices and some cucumber in here. So satisfying and aesthetically pleasing. Also, my pup is here, Kal-El. Kal-El, hi baby. Hi, what a good boy. So he's gonna be there hanging out. If you see him, that's what he is, not a ghost. Anyway, so this story takes place 2 years ago, September 2018, when I was getting married. So this is the same cousin who apparently has issues with me. I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm gonna just go in with my Becca foundation just to even out my skin tone, because I actually don't have foundation right now. So I'm just gonna focus that down here just to kind of give us a little bit more of a full coverage glam. This is the Becca Ultimate Coverage, and I'm using the shade Khaki. So yeah, so this cousin, like I told you guys before, it's always been like kind of like low-key competition between us, but not between us. It was more her towards me, because I'm not a competitive person. And also, like I told you guys before, she's 6 years older than me, so like, why are you competing with me? It's weird. But she's always been like, you know, slightly jealous. I know it sounds bad to say, but I kind of just was always taught to just let it go, whatever. She's said like some really messed up stuff. She's like shared my secrets in front of the family. She has talked crap about me to one of my ex-boyfriends when I was a teenager, because he was her neighbor. So we just have like I told you before, a tumultuous track record. So you thought my wedding was gonna be different? No, it's not. So for my wedding, even though things were tumultuous, I was like, you know what, this is the time when you have to have family around and put everything aside and kind of just be a little bit fake, just to enjoy having family. Because, you know, everyone always talks about like not caring, and oh, if you don't, you know, we talk about toxic family members, and it's always like, well, they don't have to be around. And I'm all for that, but at the same time, if someone's not that bad, that I feel like for family stuff, for weddings, funerals, parties, suck it up for the moment and just love each other in the moment, because you only have one family. You know, if you can just be a grown-up for 5 seconds, get over it, be there for each other. So I was like, you know what, we've been talking about this kind of stuff our whole life. Like, she's been talking about my whole life. Oh, when I get married, you're gonna be my maid of honor, and when you get married, I'm gonna be your maid of honor. And it was kind of just like indoctrinated into our family, like that when we got married, we would be each other's maid of honors, right? And I'm like, fine. I don't have a lot of friends because New York City is hard to make friends. I have a low tolerance for bullshit, so I don't have a lot of friends. I wasn't gonna have bridesmaids. My only bridesmaid was my sister, who is from my father's side. That's why you guys don't really see her. So fine, I was like, you'll be my maid of honor, no big deal. Plus, I wasn't planning on like having anyone do any of the wedding party stuff for me. I was gonna plan everything myself, although my mom did do my bridal shower, so she did that. But I planned my bachelorette party and I did my whole wedding with the help of my wedding planner. So I wasn't really concerned so much about like needing a maid of honor who was gonna like do everything for me. It was more just for appearances, and just because I knew my cousin really wanted the title, because she's selfish and manipulative, and for her it's just about having the title. It's not really about like what she's gonna do. By the way, this sponge is from Colourpop, and I'm using the Becca Ultimate Coverage Concealer because I love it. It's really good for when you have to put makeup over makeup. This concealer is really good for that, which is not recommended, but I'm just saying if you have to touch up, this concealer is really good for that, because it lays really nicely over powder and over old makeup and makes it look fresh and new again. So I was like, fuck it. Like, I know I'm gonna plan my own shit anyway. My cousin don't got no money. She not gonna do nothing. She just wants the title. She wants to feel important. Fine. So have your little title, feel important. I will say she did end up helping me with a lot of stuff. Like, she helped me put together little like favorite bags. I bought like these little soaps from Etsy in the shape of seashells, and I got the little white bags, and then I made little Mr. and Mrs. tags, and it had like Mr. and Mrs. Foster with the date of our wedding, and she actually helped me put them all together. So she really did help. She did do the flower arch for our ceremony. She was really creative on that. I give her all the props. She really made it happen. I bought everything, but she put it together. So she did help in a lot of ways. I'm not going to take that away from her. The drama was more towards the day of the wedding, which I guess it's a good thing that she, like, I don't know, not a good thing. I'm not going to say it's a good thing that she did it the day of the wedding, but at least it wasn't like she made my wedding planning miserable. Like, she actually was there for me. She did a lot of like maid of honor stuff, and it was nice. And it was hard because I wasn't, like, at the time, my family and I weren't on the best, my family and her family weren't on the best terms. So she was coming over to help and stuff, but like her family wasn't involved. Like my aunt, my uncle, my cousins, they weren't involved. But she would come over to my mom's house because my mom is very loving, open. My mom is the peacemaker of the family. My mom is the one that's like, come over, I'll drop you off at home. Like, your parents don't have to drop you off. Like, my mom's always the one going above and beyond for everyone, even when they don't deserve it. This is the KKW brightening powder. I went in first with the Laura Mercier translucent, and now I'm going to go in with this to brighten it all up. We're gonna do a pastel look today because I'm really feeling the colors. It's spring, it's April. Let's get in a positive space and play with some color. So what was I saying? So yeah, so my mom's the one that's always like the peacemaker and like the one that's willing to go above and beyond. So during the wedding planning, she was very like, I don't care if my parents don't want to come to the wedding. I don't care like if they don't want to be a part of anything, because that was pretty much what was going on. Like, my cousins and everyone, they were like, we're not coming to the wedding, which that's a whole other story. They didn't come to my wedding, and it really like hurt me. But then I got over it because I was like, you know what, if you're willing to do that to me, then you're a shitty person. You don't deserve to be in my life anyway, so thank you for taking yourself out of my life. You saved me the trouble. Anyway, so my cousin was like, I don't care if they don't want to come. Like, I'm gonna be involved. I'm gonna be the best maid of honor ever. Like, I blah blah blah. So I was like, great, like, she's really here for me. Like, she's helping me. You know, there was a few hiccups here and there, but nothing crazy. She was really invested, involved. Like, it was nice. It was nice to actually have my cousin somewhat be there for me in a way. So anyway, let me just get into the makeup real quick. I'm gonna play with the Mint to Be from ColourPop because I have not had a chance to play with this palette yet, and I really want to do some type of pastel look. And I'm really feeling the green right now. I posted a photo on Instagram yesterday of like this olive polka dot dress. It was like a green, forest green olive. So I'm just feeling blue, green right now. I have a few palettes here. This is from Wanderlust. I love this palette. So pretty. I have some Fenty colored liners, as well as, what else do I have here? Some ColourPop mint shadows as well. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going for. Maybe just like a blown out look. I'm just gonna start with some neutral colors in the crease. I'm gonna take my crease brush. This is the Going Coconuts palette from ColourPop as well. You can see that there's a lot of neutrals in here, so I'm just gonna use some of the neutrals to create like a crease shape first, a little background before I go in with color, just because I personally like to have a little something neutral in the crease. It was pigmented, honey. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna do like a really blown out, simple kind of eye. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. You guys know that's not my style. So yeah, she was somewhat helpful. Like, I don't remember anything that really stands out besides, I'm trying to think. Like, she couldn't come on my bachelorette because, probably because her parents said no. And then for my bridal shower, she was being really weird with my friend at the time, who's no longer my friend, and I'll probably do a story time on that, which is unfortunate because I enjoyed her friendship for the time that we were friends. But anyway, we were like best friends at the time, and my cousin was like super rude to her at the bridal shower. She was like, I'm the maid of honor, I'm her cousin, and like she took like the gifts from her hand and she was like, I'll put them away. Like, she's just over the top for no reason. I zoomed you guys in on the eyes because I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, but I just thought better to be up close, I guess. Welcome to my face. I think I'm gonna mix these two liners from Fenty. This is the green and the white. I think these are on sale right now at Sephora. I'm gonna link them down below for you guys. So I don't know if I want to mix them on my hand or mix them on my lid. You know what? I'm gonna put the white one all over first, and then I'm gonna go in with the green. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. We're gonna find out. Yeah, so at the bridal shower, there was like a few moments that were kind of awkward, and my aunt was there, and it was just awkward. It was awkward because there was just like palpable tension. But you guys know me, I am the kind of person that I just don't really care. Like, you want to be negative Nancy, you want to be in a mood, you want to have a face, you want to be, you know, however, feel free, sis. I'm not here for that drama. That's not my vibe. Yeah, this isn't working the way I thought it would. I don't really like how that's... Alright guys, so I took a clean brush and I'm just kind of working those two colors. It's looking a little more like yellow instead of like minty. That wasn't the vibe. Maybe if I put a little touch of blue, just a little touch of blue, maybe it'll go more minty. Whatever, I'm covering this with eyeshadow anyway. I just wanted like a nice base, but these are not doing it. It's fine. So yeah, so at the bridal shower it was kind of weird or whatever, but what are you gonna do? I'm just gonna go over that with Mint Tea, which is the middle shade on the top, and just pat that. I'm gonna take Ice Cold, which is like this teal, dark tealish kind of shade, and I'm gonna start placing that like out here. The bridal shower is fine. There was a few little weird instances. There was probably more, but I don't really remember right now. But it was no big deal. Like, again, I was happy, you know what I'm saying? And I was planning my wedding. I was busy. Like, I wasn't really too focused on the ridiculousness of her, you know what I mean? I'm the kind of person that will ignore stupidity. Like, I don't have time for that. So, you know, the wedding, everything was fine. She was doing all of her maid of honor stuff and she was being helpful. Everything seemed nice. Tell me why I find out during the wedding from the same friend from the bridal shower who my cousin was like being really extra to. She comes and tells me that while they were dancing, my cousin goes, I would never wait 9 years for someone to marry me. That's too long. I would never do that. And I'm like, first of all, are you even engaged? Like, do you even have a boyfriend? Like, who are you to talk? Like, who are you to talk? Like, why are you talking shit to a friend? You know how embarrassing that is? That you're literally talking shit to a friend of mine at my wedding? Like, embarrassing. I'm gonna go in with this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Flux, because it's like a true powdery matte mint color, and I'm gonna see if that maybe will anchor the look down a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh, that's better. Sometimes you just gotta play around, because I like the powdery bright mint shade. I like that a lot more now. Now the look is giving it to me. And then I'm gonna top that off with Reflex Pearl by MAC. I see the glitter. I don't think that I'm gonna do anything else. Maybe I'll take a little bit of this green. Do I want to do that? I'm scared. Almost like a little cat flick of this green shade. Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna use the matchstix from Fenty Beauty, and this is the shade Truffle. So yeah, so she told my friend the thing about I would never wait that long, blah blah blah, and it's just like, girl, that's so disrespectful. Then I also find out later, because all of the wedding party, the groomsmen, my sister, the bridesmaid, and my cousin, the maid of honor, they all drove together to the wedding because they were all, you know, in the wedding and they had to take photos, so they all drove together to the wedding. So tell me why, apparently on the way to my wedding, my cousin says some bullshit about, oh, I don't want to be here, I'd rather be anywhere else right now. God, what else did she say? She said a bunch of stuff about basically that she didn't want to really be at the wedding, that she didn't want to go. And mind you, she's saying this in front of strangers. These are strangers. This was Antonio's two best men that she doesn't know. And my sister, who she only met a few times during the wedding planning process, and she's really saying that in front of them. So then, while they're driving to the wedding, my wedding was on the beach, and on the way to the beach, there is this like mini airport while you're driving to the beach. So when they pass by the airport, she says something about, oh, I wish I was on one of those planes right now so I could leave because I'd rather be anywhere else. I wish I could leave. I don't want to go. And I'm just like, who says crazy shit like that in front of strangers? Like, what are you doing? Mind you, this is all happening before the wedding. I don't know anything of this. Like, this is not, I found this out after my wedding. I'm gonna use this ColourPop Coconut bronzer. I love this bronzer. This is Talk to the Palm, and this is a Real Techniques brush. You guys have seen me use this before. So, Wattabrat. This is the Kilowatt highlighter in Wattabrat. It is this really pretty baby frosty pink shade. So yeah, I found out that she said that, and then not only did she say that, but she was also being really creepy to the best men, both of them, because remember there was two. she was making them really uncomfortable to the point that they felt like they couldn't even get up and dance because she kept kind of like hitting on them, and it was so inappropriate. And you know, I was having a really good time during my wedding, I'll be honest with you guys, because I don't really give a fuck what nobody else is doing. I know it sounds bad, but my wedding was for my husband and I really wasn't too pressed about letting anything bring me down. To me, my wedding was perfect. I had a great time. I have great memories of my wedding. Nothing really crazy happened besides my cousin being a freaking weirdo. But yeah, they were basically saying that she was like hitting on them and kept like saying weird stuff. And it wasn't the first time she did that. She was weird with them when she had met them the day before. We had like a rehearsal dinner slash welcome party because my husband's family came from Michigan. So we did like the day before, when everyone came to Connecticut from Michigan for the wedding, we did like a welcome party slash rehearsal. So the day before the wedding, we did like a welcome dinner slash rehearsal. It wasn't a dinner, it was like a welcome brunch slash rehearsal for the wedding. And apparently she was being creepy with them the day before, but I guess they didn't want to tell us. And I'm like, how embarrassing. Like, they both have girlfriends, and even if they didn't, like, you should not be harassing these guys. Like, that is so weird. So that was so embarrassing that they had to tell us that. And the worst part of it all, guys, is that my husband's one of his best men died after our wedding. So he passed away after the wedding. It was a few months after, and you know, it really hurt Antonio. Of course, I was a childhood friend of his that he had for a long time, and it's just like, girl, like, you really tainted our memory, like his last memory of his friend, by being so inappropriate and just ridiculous. And it's like, while I'm telling the story more calmly because I'm doing my makeup, so my brain is trying to focus on both things, so I feel like I'm coming off a little bit more nonchalant and like less bothered than I actually am, because I'm doing two things at once. But that shit really bothered me. Like, I didn't say anything at the moment, I guess because I just felt like, I don't know, I felt like, what's the point? Or I don't know what I was thinking. I wish I had said something back then, because now that it's been, you know, so long, I guess, since then, you know, what would be the point in kind of bringing it up and like starting something over it now? I should have said something when it happened, because she probably, I don't even know if she knows that I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is someone who really just feels like they can say whatever they want and be manipulative and rude. And it really hurt me, because I'm like, wow, like, you helped me plan this thing and you acted like you were so gung-ho about it, and in reality, the only reason you were into it was because of the title. You know, you have no life. This is somebody who really doesn't have a life. Like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. This is somebody who doesn't have a life, who can't do anything, can't go anywhere. Your parents are literally still in control of your whole life because you live like a child, even though you're old as heck. For her, it's like anyone else's like life accomplishments or business becomes her business. And so for her, being my maid of honor was like something to do. It wasn't really about being there for me. It wasn't really about doing what maid of honors do. It was about having that title and being able to say it on Facebook and being able to throw it in people's faces. Oh yeah, I'm the maid of honor. Yeah, I'm important. Which you made it obvious, because the day of the wedding, once you realized that your whole maid of honor gig was over, that's it. After the wedding, it's done. I'm not a bride anymore. You're not a maid of honor anymore. Now I'm just your cousin who's married. And once you realize that, you decided, now I have to shit on everything, because now I'm disappointed that my moment's over. My little moment of feeling important is over. And that's how I know that it was never about, like I said, it was never about being there for me. It was never about trying to help me with my wedding. It was about her feeling important, her feeling like she had a place, her feeling like she was somebody. As usual, guys, everything I'm using will be down below. There'll be one link where you can buy everything. This peach lipstick from Dose of Colors. So this is how I wanted it to come out. At first, it was looking a little janky. Don't judge me. We go through this, okay? Sometimes you start to look and you're like, ooh, girl, that's not what I wanted. And then you keep playing around, you keep trying, you keep experimenting, using different products, and you end up with the look that you really wanted. I've always loved mint eyeshadow. I remember back in like 2003, I think it was, J-Lo went to the Oscars with this gorgeous minty makeup look on, and it was like really popular at the time because I remember Beyonce also did something similar, and I remember thinking, oh my god, I love that minty blown out look. It's so pretty. So yeah, so as far as my cousin, I didn't tell her anything about it. So I had actually written her like this open letter that I was gonna send, but I wrote it more as like a cathartic thing for myself. But I'm gonna read you some of it because this is how I felt and it pertains to this story. So I wrote, hi so-and-so, this is Gabriella. I'm writing this to you because I have a lot to get off my chest. I'm writing instead of calling because I know that you like to twist my words and make things up that I never said, but there are some things you have said about me and my family that haven't been twisted, and this is not new. This is your pattern. You and your family make comments and bring each other down all the time. Like everything you said at my wedding. I know it all and it was really fucked up. Don't worry about responding because I don't think I care to ever speak to you again unless you genuinely apologize and change. You've been selfish our entire relationship and toxic, and you and your family have the nerve to pretend like it's my fault or my mother's fault when we have been nothing but supportive and loving to you. And then I talked about some other stuff that's more personal about the family, so I won't talk about that. But this is the part about the wedding. I said, at my wedding, you said a lot of nasty stuff about how you would never wait 9 years for someone to marry you. How you're, oh, this is, I forgot about this. She said that her wedding would be bigger and better than mine. That on the way to the airport, or on the way to the wedding, when you passed the airport, you mentioned how you wished you could leave and not go to my wedding. You made Antonio's best men feel uncomfortable by basically sexually harassing them. One of them died, and Antonio's last memories of him are tainted about how you treated him, and you acted like you, and how you acted at the welcome party and the wedding. There's other personal stuff, but that was the part that was about the wedding. And then I also mentioned the stuff that she did that I talked about in my last story time about her leaving me in the city to go hang out with this guy. I mean, there's so much stuff, guys, in here. Like, there was one time that she told me back in the day when my little brother was born that my brother wasn't really my brother because he was only my half brother. Mind you, she has adopted siblings. Like, I have adopted cousins. So I'm like, how dare you talk about someone not being a real sibling when you have adopted siblings? Like, guys, there's so much stuff that she's said and done to me, and I've always just felt like the punching bag, but not anymore, guys. That's why I'm talking about this stuff, because if anyone who is in that family or anyone who wants to tell them that they saw this, feel free. Feel free. I'm a grown-ass woman, and if you try to hurt me or you try to embarrass me, be toxic towards me, all that kind of stuff, then you're putting yourself out there to get exposed, because I'm not staying quiet anymore. I'm not staying quiet anymore. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it kind of got like serious, but yeah, I probably have more stories about the shit that she's done to me, and I could probably tell you more stories, but maybe I should stop here. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this look. Again, if you have stories you want me to talk about or share or anything, email me or DM me on Instagram, or even leave it in the comments. If you want to put your whole story in the comments, feel free. I will tell your story. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have a TikTok, I have Facebook, I have Instagram, I have Tumblr, I have every single social media. I still have Snapchat. So definitely follow me on TikTok, because I'm making a lot of funny TikToks, a lot of good ones. You can see them on my Instagram if you want. I put a highlight to show you guys my TikToks. Anyway, I love you, stay glam, and I'll see you in the next video.